Yo, what's up guys? D-Cell here, back with some final gear, and today I'm going to be continuing on the Ghost in the Shell collab reviews with Purin, and yes, I am totally pretending that Bato doesn't exist. And just like I did with Motoko, I'm going to break down Purin's skill kit, how to build her out. We're going to go through all of that stuff, so grab a drink, settle in, and let's get this thing started. Yeah, I am super excited to announce I've finally got d-cellgaming.com off the ground with a fully functional merch line. We've got stuff like this Liangle merch over here, and as a special bonus all month long, I'm going to be running the code d-cellgames at checkout. You can put that in there and it will give you 10% off on all merch in the store. I actually have a very specific reason in mind for doing this merch store, and it's probably not for the reason you guys are thinking, but hey, I know you guys aren't here for that, so if you want to know my full thoughts, I'm going to put that at the end of the video, and I'm going to talk about the future of the channel and my plans and things like that. But for everyone else, let's dive in. So yeah, looking at Purin, I actually think I like Purin's model better than Motoko's. And if for those that you don't know, this is the background you get for the Ghost in the Shell collaboration. I really like this background. It's like rainy and dreary looking. Overall, I just really kind of like, this is my favorite one so far actually. But yeah, if we go into the model there, you can see her pilot model. I really like it. It's cute. And the mech model is just like this big beefy pink looking thing. It's pretty cool looking. I gotta say I like it. I think I like Motoko's custom mech better, but both are pretty well done. And I think I like the artwork of Purin a little better than Motoko, but it is what it is. So looking at Purin, we're gonna see that she is a range specialist and a heavy parts. So that means she's gonna get 10% damage increased, and she's gonna get 10% HP increase, and we're gonna see that she gets a lot of HP increases, and that's going to be important once we start going over her skill kit. Some important notes about her custom mech is she's going to get HP and HP for the properties of the suit, and this is actually pretty amazing. When she has all 5 pieces and she has the custom mech unlocked, at the start of battle she will gain 30% energy. I mean, it only triggers once a battle, but she starts off the fight with 30% energy. That makes her really nice, especially for later in like boss stages and stuff like that. She does have a very abysmally slow weapon though, at 1.2 attacks per second and 6 rounds. As she's, you know, a bomber unit, she's gonna attack very slow, but I do find she recharges her skill pretty quickly, so it's not that big a deal, but do keep that in mind. She does attack quite slowly. All right, let's go ahead and break down her skill kit. Her high gear, the skill 1, is going to buff everybody on the team with what's called the supported buff, and this will be important to know later on because this feeds into other parts of her skill kit. What this buff actually does is perform a heal over time of 8% of Purin's HP every second for 5 seconds. It will make everyone with the supported buff immune to stun and roots. All stun and all root effects will be immune. It's pretty awesome, and this will cost 6,000 energy. Her skill 2 will go ahead and further boost her HP by 30% and give everybody on the team 15% extra HP, with her skill 3 being all enemies within 60 yards of Purin will be debuffed with the EMI state. This will reduce damage dealt by 20% and increase the damage they receive also by 20%. At the same time, all allies within 30 yards of Purin are buffed with 20% damage and 15% crit damage. This will be persistent until Purin dies or one of the enemies or allies moves out of range. So enemies have to stay within 60 yards and allies have to stay within 30 yards to get the debuff and the buff respectively. And her skill 4, every 10 seconds everyone's damage gets buffed by 30% for 5 seconds. This can be refreshed, but it can't be stacked. Standard attacks against EMI debuffed enemies have a 15% chance to debuff them with the E targeted debuff. So there's a lot of debuff and a lot of layering going on here, but it all synergizes very well with each other. This causes all allied bombers standard attacks against those enemies to have a 70% chance to deal 2.5 times damage. You know, it can't be stacked, but it can be refreshed. So as we can see, her skill 3, when she gets close to somebody, she's gonna debuff them with the EMI state, and then her skill 4 will make her, when she attacks those enemies, it's gonna debuff them even further, and it's gonna buff the bombers on your team. What her talent passive does: while she's in the supported state, standard attacks have a 30% chance to grant the ally with the lowest HP a shield that absorbs 30% of Purin's HP, right? So it has a 30% chance to proc, and it will absorb 30% damage for 3 seconds, or if the shield gets broken. So we can see all of her skills synergize, right? So when she does her high gear, her talent passive begins to go into effect because she is now in supported state, so her attacks will have that 30% chance to shield her allies. And when she's near enemies, she's going to give them the EMI state, which will make her skill number 4 proc, which will just give your bombers even more damage. So overall, Purin is the total support package. She provides healing support amazingly well, mind you. She provides survivability in several different ways, by buffing the team's HP, by providing shield mitigation, and by providing damage mitigation through debuffs. And if that wasn't enough, she provides passive damage support for all of your damage dealers. As long as they're close to Purin, they're going to be buffed. And if you have a strong bomber on your team, I'm looking at you, Morgan, then she's gonna buff them even further. It's absolutely crazy what Purin can do. But enough talking about that. Let's talk about how to build Purin. What stats should you focus on, and how should you build her? So pretty much with Purin, the first thing you want to focus on is HP. As you can see here, I didn't quite get my Purin built out. She's only like talent level 7. I ran out of materials, and I just can't like put much more into her because I want to save for future units. But she will eventually be she is 5-star with all 5 skills, all 4 skills to level 5, and it's just going to take me some time to get her to 8th floor and beyond, but I do have the sequences for her. But yeah, just like Liangle, you really want to focus on the HP, so you're going to want to focus on that first, and then energy recharge second, and then maybe after that go for some attack rate, and then beyond that, literally any defensive stats that you can find. So defense, HP, crit resist, evasion, any defensive stats that you can find, you just kind of want to slap it on her. You're going to want to stack her HP, and you want to stack her energy recharge. So let's go through the pieces. As you can see, I don't have the pieces built, but this gives me a really good opportunity to kind of give you guys how I think when I'm going to create a character and augment them out. As you can see here, this equipment was terrible. Accuracy and crit chance on the weapon. So I really don't want that crit chance. I don't need. The accuracy isn't too bad. Having her hit opponents, isn't the worst thing in the world, but that crit chance really doesn't need to be there. However, if you notice, I haven't tried to roll any of my stats off, and that's because you really need to wait until you get all 4 stats fleshed out before you re-roll any of the items, because you could really waste some items there. So what would I like to see on this piece? Well, first I would augment it to level 4, so I would hope for HP percentage, and I would hope for energy recharge. If I could get HP percent and energy recharge, this piece would immediately become very, very usable, and then I could roll that crit chance off for something like attack speed, and I would feel very comfortable with this piece. I could then roll the accuracy off for maybe evasion or defense or something like that, even high gear cost reduction or something, but keeping the accuracy is not too bad of an idea as long as you get the energy recharge and the HP percent. Moving on to the cockpit, this one's not as bad. I got evasion and crit damage. Really don't need that crit damage. We don't want Purin there to do damage. We want Purin there to provide the amazing support that she does. So for the 2 substats I would like to see on this piece would be, again, HP percentage and either crit resist or damage reduction on this piece. That would be great. The evasion is doing just fine there. If I was able to get something like damage reduction and HP percentage here, I would then roll that crit damage off for something like even stun resist would be nice. Some crit resist would be nice on this piece as well. And then for the frame, it's the same thing, basically the exact same thing as the cockpit. The evasion is fine. We don't need the crit damage. We want defensive stats. We can't get high gear cost reduction on this piece. We can't get, you know, energy recharge or attack speed. So we're looking for HP. We're looking for crit resist. We're looking for even stun resist, things like that. We really want defensive stats on our Purin. Onto the mount. This is where we want, like, this is awful. Accuracy and damage. I need none of those. What I would really like to see on this piece as I roll it, I'm going to be looking for HP percent. I'm going to be looking for high gear energy recharge percent. I'm going to be trying to roll the damage off for like high gear cost reduction. And I may or may not keep the accuracy, depends on how deep I want to go into building this character. But that, I would be happy with that. If I could get 3 of those stats on this piece, I would feel very happy with it. Now for the chips, it's going to be kind of different. The chips, again, all defensive stats. You want to look for something like the energy shell is pretty good for her. At the start of battle, all ally units gain a shield. So, you know, beef her out with HP and put an energy shell on her, and she's going to do good. And again, you're going to be looking for damage reduction, HP, crit resist, you know, all of the defensive stats that you can put on here. And for the other chip, you could put another survival chip on her, but I would kind of suggest trying to put a function assist chip on her. Even though she's not a DPS, having those proc chances happen more often will be invaluable. And on an output chip, you can put even more energy recharge on her, so she can pump out even more heals and get the energy charges going. You can even put some more attack speed on it. So yeah, I would probably suggest, if you have a function assist like hanging around yeah, I said that. Okay, we know you're probably not going to have that, but if you do have a function assist that you can put on here, this is a good idea. Otherwise, just put any survival chip that you can put on her and continue to beef out her defense. So yeah, how I would probably rate it is, you know, go HP first, then look for energy recharge, maybe put some attack rate on her, and then just slam her as full of defensive stats as you can. And like I said in my last video, if you're 100% free to play, I really can't suggest you pulling on really any collab unit, because it's going to be unreasonable to level them to a degree where they're going to be useful. You really need the talents for both of collab units, and honestly all collab units in this game, they're really not free to play friendly, and that is such a shame. For all of my low spenders and trade pass buyers out there, you know, Purin is another option for you. She's going to be an excellent healing support. She's just an excellent support, and she's probably going to be useful for even longer than Motoko, right? She'll probably have more of a use in the future than Motoko will. Yeah, I mean, both units are absolutely stunning. They're super good. They're just insane. One provides damage that's ridiculous, and then one provides insane support. So honestly, it's a toss-up. They're both very good units. But hey, that's gonna wrap this video up. So on to my channel update here regarding the merch store. My main objective with this is actually to provide a more personal way to run giveaways in the future. My main objective with releasing the merch store is not actually to make money. I put my margins extremely low on the store, and I still feel like the prices are kind of high, even though I think like my margins on some of these items are only like $1, to be honest with you guys. However, my main objective with this is, in the future, I would love to run more personalized giveaways. I see creators all the time, they give out gift cards and they give out like in-game things and things like of that nature. However, I would like to offer a more personalized way to do giveaways, like being able to give you a t-shirt or a cup or like a water bottle or, you know, a mug, or, you know, something more personal from me as a creator to you guys as my community. Now, that doesn't mean I'm opposed to in the future doing like gift cards and things like that, but I really want to try to start giving a little bit to the community. So I think maybe at 2,000 subs, I might start doing a drive, like a giveaway drive for 2,000 subs, and I might start doing some things like that. Even though I'm not a big content creator and I don't have much that I can do, I can still give something to the community, and I think it would be a fun way to be able to interact with you guys. But let me know in the comments down below what you think about those thoughts. But yeah, maybe something like a $20 value for the $2,000 sub goal. Like if I can get 2,000 subs, maybe I'll do a raffle in the Discord, or maybe I'll do a giveaway video or something like that. Overall, I just kind of want to start trying to foster more of a sense of community here, and I'm gonna start streaming on Mondays and probably Thursdays in the morning, probably around 6 a.m. Eastern time. I really want to try to start going forward and getting more content out there, and at the same time provide more of a sense of community with you guys. And I'm hoping by the next 2 weeks I can start getting this done, and I can start putting out a real schedule on for when I'm going to be doing my live streams and for when I'm going to be releasing content. There's plenty that we could do. We can start new accounts and do crazy challenges like an Arita only account or a Kegia only account, you know, a sniper only account, you know, things like that. I think it would be a lot of fun to explore that with you guys. But let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about all this? I would love to know your thoughts on it. Anyway, that's going to be it for today, guys. Links down below where you can reach me outside of YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video, as it is the best and easiest way to directly support me. And best of all, it is completely free. So be sure to check this video out to see my blade review, and check out the other videos on the channel as well. Stay safe out there, guys. Have a great day. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.